Hello friends, it is Lynn with Crafting Break, and I am here for day number 2 of Gratitude Week. And tonight, I know I said last night that I was probably going to do 3 cards in a row, but I decided to change it up. I like to make surprise little thank you gifts, or I don't know, like, you know, when you're going off and you're getting ready for a trip and you're flying out. I like to take little treats for the flight crew on a plane, or leave it behind in a hotel room for house cleaning, or like I've mentioned before, co-workers, or I like to leave something in my mailbox for the postal person, or at the front door for the UPS driver. Things like that, things that can be made quickly as a little thank you. And so I was at See's Candy, which is very rare for me, but I attended this event for Boo Baskets. We did a Boo Basket exchange, which was so much fun, but that's another story. And so they had these coffins that had chocolate in them. And while I was there, I saw these. They were, they're leaves and they're chocolate. And I thought, oh my gosh, I've got an idea. So I grabbed these, and I have the set Gathering Moments, which are leaves and some sentiments, but the dies in this set, which are the Gathering Moments dies, have these really large leaves in them. And so I thought, okay, I've got an idea. What if I take this leaf, take one of these chocolates as a leaf, and I make a quick little thank you gift? And this is what I came up with. Super simple and easy to leave for anybody as a nice surprise. And then this is the chocolate leaf that I put on. So I did something I've never done before to get this leaf. I started using my daubers in the ink pads and spraying it with water and using watercolor paper to die cut this leaf out. So let me kind of show you what I did. I'm sure there's a better technique or a right technique, but this is what I did. And of course, every leaf is going to come out differently. So I have a scrap piece of watercolor paper because I've already done this ahead of time for the sample I'm about to show you, because I need it to dry. So I'm going to spray my watercolor paper very generously, and I'm going to, let's use this block. And I'm just going to also just dab my block with it. And I'm going to set that on the side to dry. And I've got this paper towel here I'm going to dry that off with real quick. And actually, let's dab that a little bit. Okay, so trial and error, I learned, start with the lighter color first and go to the dark. So I'm going to start with Pumpkin Pie. I do think that was my Pumpkin Pie. Yeah. And we're just going to dab some color with our dauber. If you don't have a dauber, I'm sure you can use saran wrap, a blending brush maybe, but this is what I had, so this is what I'm using. Now I'm going to pull in Old Olive, and I'm going, so I don't contaminate's not the right word, but because I'm going, you know, on top of Pumpkin Pie with Old Olive, I don't want to put that dauber back in there and get Pumpkin Pie in there. So I'm putting it on the paper towel. And then let's end with Cajun Craze. I think on my video last night, I kept saying I was stamping my pumpkin in crushed curry. It was Cajun Craze. In case anyone didn't catch that, I did after I sometimes rewatch it just to kind of critique myself or kind of see what I can do better. And I'm like, wait, that is not the color I used. I used Cajun Craze. No, yes, Cajun Craze. Anyway, okay, so now we've got some ink on this block. A spritzer again. Can you tell I've been practicing? Look at my fingers. They're so dirty. We're going to go ahead and give that a good spritz, because you want the colors to kind of start bleeding together. And then what I did is I took my paper to my block, and I just started pushing down on it. And depending on how much water you used, it could be a mess when you flip it over, but that's okay. I mean, why don't we want our fingers to look like this? I mean, why use nail polish? You can use ink. Okay, flip it over. wipe that down. I'm just going to kind of spread it with my fingers. You can see. Now that you've got it flipped over, you can see. Now, when you lift this up, there could be some ink that drips, and that's okay. You've got this paper towel here, and you can quickly just dab it up, okay? And then clean your block. And look at that pretty, and everyone's going to, every paper you do is going to look very different. Like, I really like this one. This one turned out really nice. On this first one, I actually put in some early espresso, and I thought it was too dark. So when I did my second one, I did not do that. I really love the color on that one. I might have to keep that and use it later. So here's the one I did earlier that's been drying, and you can see that this one's even a little different than this. You can see that this one's much brighter. I really like that one. Okay, so now let's bring in my piece of thick basic white paper. I'm going to bring Cajun Craze back in, and I'm going to stamp Many Thanks on the top. And for placement, let me put my leaf down so I kind of know where I want to stamp this. I want it towards the top, really. Okay, there's the only stamping we're doing tonight. And now, pardon my reach, I need some Tombow glue. I'm gluing this flat rather than using dimensionals because I'm putting chocolate on top of it. Now, as much as I think the height would be nice, I don't know if putting chocolate on top of it would be, I mean, I suppose it'd be fine. But in this one, I am going to glue it flat. If I make others and I do pop them up, I'll share that with you. Okay, let's put our leaf down. Another idea you can do, and I actually pulled this out and I thought I was going to do it and I forgot, is you can round your corners on this so it's not so square. It's probably too late now because I've got the leaf on top of it, but actually I can get all corners in, but probably this one. Yeah, that one's not gonna, it might. Let's just try it. Nope, it's not gonna fit in there, I can tell. So this one will be a rectangle. That's okay. Maybe I'll remember on the next one to round the corners. Okay, now we can bring in a chocolate. Let's see what color I like on this one. The gold is nice, the green's really bright. Love the orange. I think I'm gonna use orange on that one. Look, the green would look really pretty on that one. Okay, so let's use orange. I'm gonna use some Terran tape. And I'm gonna put that right on the back of this leaf. A few years ago, we had was it a ladybug? I think it was a ladybug punch. And I made a ton of Valentine's Day ladybug treats, kind of similar to this idea. And I used the heart chocolates at Valentine's Day. I'll have to see if I can find a picture of those and put them on my Facebook page as a reminder. Okay, so there we go. Something very simple you can leave in your mailbox for your postal person. Drop it off at with your favorite barista at a Starbucks. You know, co-workers, kids, neighbors. You could just put these on their door and they wouldn't even know it was you. It could be a nice, fun surprise. So this is gratitude night number 2. Again, just trying to say thank you to, you know, those around us for the things they do. It doesn't go unnoticed, and it's a great time to say thank you and have a pleasant, you know, a little surprise that will put a smile on their face for the day. So obviously, if you make a $50 purchase, minimum $50 purchase before tax, shipping, and Stampin' Rewards through my website, I will send you all of the cardstock for the projects we're doing this week. This is the card from night number 1. This was the one I did prior. This is the one I did the night of. This is where I kept saying crushed curry. This is indeed Cajun Craze. This is crushed curry. So I'll send you for this one tonight. I'll send you all the cardstock, even the watercolor paper. And then all you need are some chocolates and any stamp you have. Pretty simple on this one. I hope you enjoyed that little surprise. I will be back tomorrow with probably another card. And then I've got some other 3D projects lined up for the end of the week. Thanks so much for watching. Have a oh, I don't know if I finished saying this. So again, I might have. Again, minimum $50 order on my website. And I'm going to send you everything throughout the week. And if you have any questions, please reach out. And if you haven't, please like, follow, subscribe my YouTube channel and my Facebook page. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to gain my followers, especially on Facebook, so I can start doing lives. You have to have 100 followers on your Facebook page to do that, and I don't. So I can't get over my fear of doing a Facebook Live until I have the number of followers. So maybe I don't want them, but I do. I really want to kick that fear of mine. So thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.